A good Tuesday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Ben Dery. Thanks for checking us out on our streaming app. So let's start with information from the National Weather Service regarding that massive tornado that formed yesterday in eastern Wisconsin, just outside the city of Appleton and Menasha before pushing over Lake Winnebago. So this happened yesterday. This was between just before noon and about 22 after noontime. So it was on the ground for about 25 minutes or so. Preliminary ratings, EF3, that puts maximum wind speeds of 140 miles per hour. And you just look at the pictures of just the devastation that was caused by this tornado. The path length was over 12 miles. And at one point, the tornado was over a mile wide. And Appleton, Wisconsin is not that far away from us, and Appleton is a pretty sizable city as well, about a 4.5 hour drive east of us. So that's what happened in eastern Wisconsin yesterday. Things are much quieter here. Our forecast is very summer-like over the next couple of days. In fact, we'll still see temperatures eclipsing 90 today, tomorrow, and possibly Thursday before we see a brief cool down. We still have haze from Pacific Northwest wildfires that will give us more moderate air quality over the next couple of days. Not really going to have a big impact on us, but we're still going to see a lot of haze in the sky. As we get closer to sunrise and sunsets, there's going to be a lot more orange and red in the sunrise and sunsets, but otherwise minimal impacts to us. Then the potential for heavy rain shows up later Thursday into Friday. So we're tracking a slow-moving weather system, which is going to give us a pretty decent chance at seeing not only thunderstorm chances, but slow-moving thunderstorms that could drop potentially lots of rain in a short amount of time. So the emphasis is late Thursday night into Friday morning. It's not a stationary frontal boundary. I don't think we're looking at a massive flooding potential, but just a heads up, we could see some excessive rainfall as we wrap up the week. Temperatures, again, very summer-like the next couple of days. Big drop from the 100-degree heat we saw yesterday. We should be near 90 both today, Wednesday, and Thursday before we see a lot of cloud cover and the threat for rain, which will keep our temperatures significantly cooler on your Friday before we clear all that out by the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday looking pretty decent, rain-free, lots of sunshine, reasonable humidity, and temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Let's fast forward microcast to tomorrow evening. So we'll be totally dry today, totally dry through Wednesday. But by Wednesday evening, we'll be watching some thunderstorms initially develop over North and South Dakota. Once we get into Thursday, that activity begins to push into far western and southwestern Minnesota. So it could be a little wet at times as we head into Thursday, mainly midday into the early afternoon hours for western Minnesota. And then some of that activity could push close to the Twin Cities Thursday evening. So a little wet. There is a marginal risk for severe weather across western Minnesota. That basically means any storm could produce some small hail and maybe some locally gusty wind. Once we head into Thursday night, the main surface low pressure system moves overhead, and notice quite a bit of rainfall is possible. So Friday's morning commute could be a soggy one, and considering these are heavy thunderstorms that could be slow moving, easily an inch, maybe 2 inches of rainfall falling in a short amount of time. It looks like conditions dry up later in the day on Friday, so Friday evening we should dry things out, and again, clearing entirely as we head into Saturday and Sunday. But with all the moisture in place and with the slow-moving nature of these storms, there is potential for excessive rainfall. So this is from the Weather Prediction Center. That area highlighted in yellow is under a slight risk for excessive rainfall, so some minor flash flooding is possible for some of these areas. But considering we're still a couple of days out and there still are a lot of different ingredients in play, this area is kind of a broad area. It's kind of areas along and southwest of I-94 with the best chance of seeing some of that heavy rainfall during a short amount of time. And again, that wraps up later on Friday. Here's our radar satellite composite, more recent images showing us a mostly sunny sky, albeit a little bit hazy. We did start the day off with a few light showers across far southwestern Minnesota, but otherwise things are pretty quiet, and we imagine things are going to stay relatively quiet over the next couple of days. We're still seeing some reduction in our air quality thanks to those wildfires that are burning about 1,000 miles to our west, primarily over Oregon, where there are several large wildfires burning. And unless we see a major shift in our weather pattern, our steering winds will continue to push the smoke up into the sky across the Rockies and eventually into the Pacific or into the upper Midwest. So a lot of moderate readings. You can see one unhealthy for sensitive groups readings south of Sioux Falls, but otherwise I think it's just going to be hazy sky with minimal impacts to our air quality. And you can see that with our tower cam right here. So your forecast for today: Still hot, just not as hot. We should be well versed with temperatures near 90 degrees. It's pretty much a rinse and repeat forecast today into tomorrow. Upper 80s to lower 90s across the region today. A little cooler near Lake Superior with emphasis along the North Shore with a light southerly breeze today. And these are forecast highs tomorrow. You can see temperatures bumping up just a little bit. Probably a touch more humidity as well. So the heat index, peak heat index values probably reaching into the mid to possibly into the upper 90s as we head into Wednesday afternoon. So that's pretty much our warm day. 92 for a forecast high here before we see temperatures drop off later this week. At 90 is again possible by Thursday. A few thunderstorms are possible later in the afternoon, but the heavy rain potential, that's going to be late Thursday night into at least Friday morning with several rounds of heavy rain possible. Because of the slow-moving nature of these storms, the timing of the exit is not necessarily certain, but it does look like we'll be drying out by Friday evening, and especially this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we clear out to sunshine, reasonable humidity, and again, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s.